Spacey Sims, and we are back with the Man of Yoshiwara, Kikuya. Yeah. So yeah, we're just picking up where we left off. Oh, right, where I cock-blocked you guys yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before. I recorded it yesterday, so, and we were, oh, that's right. This is the, like, I'm gonna take your purity chapter or whatever. Okay, I'm kind of afraid of this because let me just tell you, some of the shit that I have read in mobile Otome games is like, oh god, I don't want to have to read this out loud, and that's, I feel like that's what's gonna happen here, and this is gonna be so fucking awkward. We can do it, Spacey. No, we can't. I can't do it! Anyway. Just then, Takao's movement stopped. Oh, well. With watery eyes, I looked at Takao's appearance. When I did, Takao's face looked terribly sad. That's not the only technique I have to pleasure a customer. Did I go overboard to pin down a protesting woman? I'm sorry, Spacey. Takao? Let's rest for today. Oh my god. I cock-blocked you for not... That's like the best. Like, just then. It's gonna get good. No. He literally just cock-blocked us. So, that's like a double cock-block. That's just... Wow. Oh my god. His sullen face expressed his heartfelt apology. Takao gently fixed my ruffled clothing, and then he gently lifted me up. Why all of a sudden? That question remained stuck in my throat and would never be voiced. It was only my body that burned for him. In the end, he didn't touch me for the rest of the day. We literally could have finished the chapter, but we were so close and I didn't know how long it was going to go. Oh my god. That's fucking... Ugh. Dude, jeez. Okay. Anyway. Chapter 6. Someday I want to go with you. Oh, when did I fall asleep? It was still a bit hazy. But the events of the previous night came to my head. How and where was I touched by Takao? The memory then came back to me in clear, vivid detail. It's like I like how the quotes are around it instead of like little asterisks, so it's like sigh. It's like she said the word sigh instead of actually sighing. But when I opened my eyes, I didn't see Takao there. I guess I was ashamed to face him after what happened last night. So without much thought, I let out a sigh of relief. However, have you woken up? Takao is seated by the window looking outside. His back was still turned to me. Yes? Surprised, my voice became shrill. I tried to greet him, but my voice didn't come out well. What's wrong? You're awfully quiet. Is there something wrong with your physical condition? I couldn't feel Takao's usual warmth in his tone. I sensed something very lonely, and it made my chest feel tight. I wonder why he was being so cold this morning. 'Cause your cash ran out, girl. Time is up. Just kidding. Was it because I resisted him too much? No, it's nothing. Still, I told myself to try and make casual conversation. So, what are you looking at? Cherry blossoms. Oh, the great tree of Yoshiwara, right? What a large cherry tree. It's really beautiful. I guess you could say that it matches this red light district well. I guess so. I've come to learn of solitude, loneliness, and when things are about to end. Isn't that what Gentlemen of the Night are about? I don't think it's like that. Oh, well, that sounds like something you'd say. Takao was only looking at the cherry blossoms and wouldn't look my way. I want to see the cherry blossoms. I want to go with you to see the cherry blossoms, too. It was at this point that Takao began to look my way. His face was unusually gentle and calm, but there was still loneliness somewhere in his face. It made me feel sad. Takao, it'd be nice to go someday. Yes. What a gentle voice. I never knew that he could produce such a gentle voice. Despite the fact that his voice was so cold up until earlier, cool and warm, he seduced and charmed me using those two elements. I felt sadness at the same time my chest felt very painful. I felt sadness and at the same time my chest felt very painful. Sorry. They say that the gentlemen of the night are not allowed outside of Yoshiwara. You either have to have your freedom bought or you retire. I heard that the existence of Takao's parent makes it difficult for him to retire. It would be impossible for him to see the cherry blossom. To start, even going out is difficult. Despite his situation, Takao said that he wanted to go and see the cherry blossoms. While immersed in my thoughts, Takao stepped away from the window and approached me. Shouldn't you be heading back? Oh, yes. An odd silence continued on from before. It was nice of him to see me off, but something didn't feel good about it. Get home safely. Yes, well then... Wait. What kind of place are you going home to? I thought he was suddenly calling me to stop, but he asked me something crazy like that. It's not crazy. It's something strange. Like, it's a strange question. It's not crazy. But for us, it seems strange, but for him, it's not, because he's curious, like, what's your home like? A normal home, as opposed to, you know, it's kind of sad. The place I go home to? I still didn't want anyone to know that I'm the daughter of a shipping agent, because I wanted to see Takao. Because I wanted to be near Takao, even if just for a little while. Because I would be thought of as the daughter of a wealthy family. A normal place? Let's try that. It's a normal place. It doesn't even have night lanterns or cherry trees like Yoshiwara does. Normal, eh? It must be totally different from this place. I'm sorry that I held you back. Oh no, is it okay if I come? I started to say something, but I soon stopped talking. Is it okay to say something so shameless? Now I'm just wondering if when we said a normal place that was bad. It's normal, and he's like, I don't fucking know what normal is, bitch. Ooh, that was probably a bad one. Anyway. It doesn't seem like Takao is really in the mood. And just then... I'm assuming... I don't know, anyway. If you keep playing around the entrance, you'll be in the way. That voice, coming from behind me, made me jump back abruptly. Oh no, it's this dude. It's Bitchy McBitcherson. Okay, I didn't know who it was. When I looked, standing there was Kageru-san with a mean look on his face. Oh, I'm sorry. Kageru, she's my client. Have you not been taught any manners? I appreciate the advice, but perhaps you should teach your own attendants some manners before saying that. What did you say, you brat? An angry tone briefly flashed across his still childlike profile. It seemed that this could turn into a fight at any moment. I rushed to get a word in between them. You're not with Kagura-san today? I was about to head to school after this. He goes to school, but then is also schooled in being a man. Wow. He's got a lot of shit on his plate, huh? My destination is outside of Yoshiwara, so Kagura-san isn't supposed to be with me. Is that so? You sure are strange. Oh, well then, if you would excuse me. Did I make him angry? That guy knows nothing of charm. Well, I guess it's no wonder, since he's attached to Kagura and all. Kagura? Kagura? I don't know how to say his name properly, whatever. Well then, get home safely. Yes. Once he sent me off with those words, Takao immediately went back in. Again, Takao is showing me his cold side, because you turned him down, and he feels offended. He's not used to being turned down. I wonder if I've offended him somehow. Okay, just what I said. I should read these things before, I make comments and I'm like, that's exactly what she's asking, and I just answered it without reading it. I sensed that I had been coldly abandoned, and it made my chest ache. Perhaps this was yet another trick of the gentleman of the night. If it is, then what a heart-wrenching trick it is. Is this so I won't forget him? Was that his plan? No, I'm pretty sure if you fucked him, you wouldn't be able to forget him. That was his plan. While thinking about that, I made my way out of the shop, alone. Oh, what a gloomy face. Did Kikuya's courtesan do a less than satisfactory job? Kagero stood leaning against the entryway of the shop. Don't surprise me! Excuse me. I haven't reached a level where I can take clients yet, so I thought I'd learn what I can. You mean it's for future reference? Yes. Could you tell me what happened? Though confused, I spoke while being careful to select my words. I don't know much about Takao. You're not in the same position, so it's only natural, isn't it? Obviously, it would be difficult to understand him, but that's not it. How should I put this? To a boy much younger than myself, what could I offer as advice? Okay, first of all, she's like, I'm not an adult. She made a comment earlier like she's not an adult, so you're like, how old are you? And now he's much younger than you. So, like, are you an adult or are you not adult? Because that also makes it creepier. Like, I figured he was our age type of a thing. But, like, that makes me feel really creepy. So was she, like, 18, 19 maybe? Okay, she doesn't consider herself, quote, an adult, right? But she's not a child. But then he's, like, what, like 16 or something? And then she's gonna, like, I want to pick him up. No! No! I was thinking he's our age. Don't tell me he's much younger than you. I hate that. You know I don't like the lollies. I don't care if they're technically the same age as the MC. It creeps me out because they look so little, and like he is like thinking he's our age, and yet he's much young. Ugh, why you always gotta do this shit to me? You know, I'm just gonna pretend he's our age, or like it's not creepy. It's gonna be creepy. God, it's gonna be creepy. Anyway. But it's not like there's someone that can offer me advice when I get home. Before I knew it, I had opened my mouth to speak. Probably because that boy had such earnest eyes. For a boy like him, only the truth would do. He probably wanted it in plain words. That's what I thought. One moment, you think that he's being really nice to you, and the next, he's cold as ice. One moment you think he's so full of life that he could burst into flames, and next he's emotionless. Just what is he thinking? What is he feeling? I've absolutely no idea. When I said that, Kagero let out a brief sigh. What? You're worried about something like that? For me, it's not just something. I see. It must be hard to be a sheltered princess. Huh? I'm not... No, forget it. I might sound like I'm being a little sarcastic, but I hope that you don't misunderstand. It's not a little, though. You sound really sarcastic. Takao-san is a courtesan. If you think about that, then the answer should come to you. Could it be? Do you understand now? It's all for money. For a gentleman of his caliber, it wouldn't be strange for him to retire. I heard that he's sending money to his parent. It seems so. The rumor is that he's taking care of 2 parents. 2 people on his own? You think about how many parents take care of multiple kids. God, don't be selfish. There's a high chance that his father is a courtesan. It would make sense for him to support the mother that he's been connected to from an early age. But it's hard to believe that he's been taking care of his father, too. Especially because if you were a courtesan, you should have money when you retire. I mean, as for I've no knowledge of my father's name, age, nor where he was a courtesan. See, okay, right? All men are basically courtesans. Because this makes more sense. So this is what I was saying. Like, it's really weird when it's like, her dad, blah, blah, blah. So, but I'm assuming maybe, obviously, like, the retired courtesans get to leave and, like, whatever. And then they probably have normal lives. So, like, the person that they think she's his daughter, you know what I mean? Was probably a courtesan and now has running a business, because it's not like if Takao could retire, he's not that fucking old. It's not like he's 80. It's like he's like in his 20s probably, and he's like, I can retire because I've been doing this for 10 fucking years and I'm rich as shit, bitch. You know? So yeah, so then it's basically like when boys are born, they're basically like, I don't think it's like, but it's weird that they made it sound like, it's because his mom had so much debt or something. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's really more like she sold her child into, like, this trade. You know, like we bought you for X amount of money and now you owe us that if you want to get free type of a thing. Not, oh, my mom keeps taking out loans. You know, because then it's like, that could be the plot line. But then why would you bother with there's not a lot of boys born and oh, now it's this, like this is the culture. It really would make it sound more like I'm going to sell my kid to be a courtesan because they're in such high demand, boys. You know what I mean? So like, as opposed to like having that both plot lines where like, oh, well, there's not a lot of boys born, but also I'm going to take out loans. I'm assuming it's just weird translation, but it's probably more I had a son, I'm going to sell him into the sex trade because there's not enough men born on this island, and I'm going to get a fuck ton of money, and he's working as a courtesan, he's supporting me because like, I can keep taking out loans because he'll just work it off. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like your property in a way. You may have sold him off to that, but you're still getting returns on your investment. Like, just awful. God, that makes it even shadier and creepier. Wow. Anyway. I heard that his former gentleman of the night father is bedridden due to illness. As expected, I haven't heard any rumors about his mother. Is that so? So, that's why people of noble birth like you are the ones he wants to hold on to, even if it's only one person. Noble? There's no use hiding it. Rumors spread quickly. Aren't you the daughter of a famous trader? Why so glum? You can still change the courtesan, you know. Yes. It seems that Tokiwa-san failed. But if it were Kagura-san, he wouldn't let you make such a face. I realized that my face displayed the fact that I had been hurt. But I wasn't about to nod in agreement to Kageru-san's words. It's not something that you have to answer to immediately. Please think about it. Oh, well then, if you'd excuse me. So it's going to be weird when we go down this path if he's not technically old enough to take clients and we want to be like, I want him. Oh, well, I'm a special exception. That's weird. Oh, yes, do your best with your studies. But it is, so he's probably like, he's like a teenager. And even if, okay, let's just pretend he's like 17. Even if we're like 18, 19, 20. It's like a 3-year max difference between us, but it just seems a little creepy when you're like 20 and 17. Even though when you're 20 and 23, it's not weird. I don't know what it is. Like, what is that? It's so bizarre. And then like, you're thinking like, ew, 15 and 30? That's disgusting. But when you're 30 and 45, it's not disgusting. At 15 with anybody is disgusting unless you're also with a 15-year-old. Now, like, that's just creepy. Okay, like, whoa. But, like, a 15-year age difference is really disturbing when you're younger. But when you're older and you're, like, 40 and 55, it's less weird the older you get. Like, age differences are just so weird when you're in that certain young 20s, late teens type of an area. And you're like, whoa, that's so weird. It's a little creepy. And then, like, later in life, you're like, what? There's, like, 30 years between them. Whatever. 30 and 60, It's a little weird, but it's not as weird. It's not. It's just fucking bizarre. Like, why is that? Okay, anyway, that's a whole, like, 3 hours worth of mind fucking that just goes in your, like, that's, like, such a mind fuck. Like, seriously, like, how? Okay, all right, we're not going to talk about that. But it's weird, right? You know it is. Anyway. Kakeru-san headed towards Inari's shrine. While thinking that I needed to get going myself, by chance, I noticed a cherry tree and went near it. But we're still in Yoshiwara, so he could actually leave and see the cherry trees. He acts like he can't leave the thing, but we saw him outside on the street. So they can go like, okay, say this whole screen is the island. This is Yoshiwara. This is where they're allowed to go. The tree is obviously here inside. You know what I mean? It's weird. I don't know. Anyway. Even if you can't leave Yoshiwara, it would be nice to see cherry blossoms under this tree. Perhaps Takao, as a courtesan, saw himself in the fluttering petals. I want to be near him as much as possible. That That's the only thing I can do, but just then, I felt someone's gaze and I looked up. Oh, there I saw Takao staring at the cherry blossoms just like me. Well, in front of him, Smile, call his name? Ooh, I don't know. God, I wish I had the guide. Where's the guide? I don't know. My instinct is just like keep staring instead of smile or call his name. I don't think we should call his name. That's a little weird. You know what I mean? Let's just keep staring. My gaze was fixed on his beautiful figure. Just then, he turned a sad smile to me, and my heart began to pound like a hammer. It was as if time stood still. Takao, who had been confined to the red light district. Takao, you, who have become so precious to me. Takao. Let's not keep saying his name. She does it again! Okay, we're not. It's just so weird. It just, like, you're like, why do you just keep repeating his name? I don't know. When I looked up, Takao had turned his back to me as if someone had called him. Moments later, he looked down once again, but his previous smile was gone. He then glanced at me and left. I fondly kept the memory of his previous smile in my heart and left Yoshiwara. Man, chapter 6 was short. My wife for the night. My wife for the night. Not my wife for the night. My wife for the night. It's all one word, guys. My wife for the night. I can never forget Takao's soft smile as he looked at me from under the cherry tree. As time passed, I became even more nervous that I was imagining things. The moon rose into the sky, the town grew quiet, and the presence of people became sparse. It might be dangerous to go there at this time, but I want to meet Takao so badly. The feeling to meet him grew inside me, and I could no longer stand it. Before I knew it, I was once again clutching money in my hands. I set off for Yoshiwara. I mean, the thing is like, well, that's funny that, like, her mother, where were you? And then she didn't yell at her because she knows damn well where she fucking went. Where were you? Oh, I don't even need to ask. Because obviously mom went there too, you know? Though it's night, this is the only place that has the hustle and bustle of a fair. Could you just... Okay. Pause for a second because it literally just dawned on me and I'm sure it's somewhere in the back of my mind and someone's been thinking this. So her mom went there, right? Okay, great. So you're fine. And now the courtesans retire often, but what happens if they didn't? What happens if your dad was a courtesan? Because obviously a lot of people's dads are courtesans. And you go... How do you... If you're... Do you have conversations with your mom and she's like, oh, stay away from courtesan number 6 because that's probably your dad. Okay, so this guy, and this guy, any one of them could be your dad, so I'm just saying. Like, what? I mean, what if you were like 20 and you went and you had a daughter? Okay. Like, unless you were seeing a courtesan who was like 30 and then retired in 10 years. What if he was new? What? He's your age. Okay, like Kikuya, right? Kikuya is young. So what if we, okay, our characters say she's 20. She gets knocked up. Great. So our daughter is like 15, 16 and goes running up and could be boning her dad because he might only be like 30 something at the time and he might still be like, ugh! Oh my God. This is a little freaky. Maybe that's why her mom's like, where were you? Which brothel were you at? Okay, good. That's not where your dad is. Your mom would have to be like, so I'm just saying, when you hit that point that you want to start going to the red light district, just don't go to XYZ place. Because your dad's probably there. Like, otherwise, good God, the inbreeding that is probably happening that nobody knows about. Creepy. I mean, obviously, like, they retire at a certain point, but, like, there could be overlaps, and that's creepy. Wow. Or, like, what if you're, like, what if the ladies want a daddy, and you just happen to be, like, the 45-year-old dude, and you're like, I'll be your daddy. You know what I mean? Like, that 20-year-old girl that comes in could be your daughter. You don't know. Ooh, gross. God, could you... Well, I overthink things and I ruin everything. Spacey ruins everything. That should be the title for all of these series. Not Spacey Plays. Spacey ruins everything. Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya edition. Anyway. Though it's night, this is the... Oh yeah, I read that already. I just came here without much thought. I hope it's alright. You got the coinage, then I think you're fine. With a sense of worry, I dived into Kikuya. That is probably what... Now I get it. So, I mean, I obviously, like... Because obviously I hadn't played, but you have the Men of Yoshiwara Kikuya, and you have the Men of Yoshiwara, it is Ogiya. And that's because Kikuya is the name of this particular brothel, and then Ogiya is the name of a different brothel. But it's still the same area, same town, all that shit. Yeah. That was obvious, but it literally just dawned on me because I wasn't thinking about it. Anyway. Oh my, Spacey-san. Oh, welcome. Come inside. Oh, will it be Takao today as well? The manager, Iroha-san, approached me with an unnatural smile. I don't know if it was me and I was doing a trial and error thing. I just try all of them. Can I just get a trial session with all of them to see which one I like better? When I nodded in response to Iroha-san's words, his face twisted into an apologetic expression. I'm sorry, but Takao is currently at a banquet party. Oh, we're not sure when it will end today. Well, is it okay if I wait? Indeed. If you wait today, you may be wasting your time. Because it'll be fairly difficult for me to pull him out from the middle of a banquet. That's right. Takao is Kikuya's courtesan. It won't be that easy to meet him. Would you permit me to introduce you to some other gentlemen? They'll certainly show you a good time. I was about to be dragged in by Iroha-san's smile. It's difficult to meet Takao today. If so, then I give up? We'll still wait? I need the guide. I don't know what to do. Hold on. I need to open it. I want to say we'll wait. That's my thing. I would say wait. What chapter are we in? Oh, okay. Waiting is the right answer. Okay. I definitely knew I wasn't, I mean, I don't think I would do, that won't do. Give up, yeah, okay. So this was the right answer. Okay. All right. I'm gonna hide the guide. Hold on. Sorry. I don't want to see it, but I want it just in case we need to, like, look. I would still like to wait. Please let me wait. Sometimes I don't care if we get the right answer, but sometimes I really do want to get the right answer. I want to make sure we get good enough points. I think we're okay, percentage-wise. I think we've been getting decent ones, so. I bow deeply. As I did so, I could hear Iroha-san sigh. So you're that smitten with Takao. And Takao must be pleased. Fine. Please wait for Takao as you see fit. Thank you very much. We could have just come back the next day. With a subtle smile on Iroha-san's face, he called out to somewhere in the distance. Someone, please guide Spacey-san to the parlor. Ordered by Iroha-san, a young boy appeared. He came near me, bowed, and then guided me to the room. The light of the lantern held by the attendant shined on his feet. The lanterns had also been placed in the garden, making it fairly bright. We continued like this through the hall. Takao? Could this be the banquet? From a small opening in the sliding door, I could hear voices of laughter and music. Among them was Takao, who stared at me as I walked into the hall. He didn't even try to hide his surprised expression. She's back. He's probably thinking something like that. Or, you know, well, if he actually is truly interested in us, he's probably like, who the fuck is she seeing? Why is she here seeing someone else? Because he knows it's not, well, he thinks it's not him, right? Because he's not available, so. Once I gently lowered my gaze and gave a light bow, I was urged into the room by the attendant. I thought I was being guided to the parlor, but perhaps the rooms were full due to the banquet, so I was guided into the gentlemen's quarters. It seemed that Tokiwa-san, I see the to and then I fuck up whose name it is. Tokiwa-san was also brought to the banquet, so there was no one in the room. I couldn't bring myself to drink the sake that the attendant had prepared for me on my own. From the window, I looked down at the cherry tree. Even this late at night, it still looks beautiful. From the moonlight and lantern light, I could clearly make out the figure of the cherry tree. He was looking down from here. Right now, we're under the same roof. I may just have to make do with this today. While looking at the beautiful cherry tree under the moonlight, I began to think about this, when a slamming sound arose and the sliding door opened. I was literally, wow. Sorry to keep you waiting so long, Spacey. Literally waiting 4 minutes, not even. Takao, is this okay? Okay or not, I came because I knew that Spacey is here. And though I'm the very person that told you to come to the shop, I really had no idea that you would come regularly. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing? Because, Takao, you're Kikuya's bestseller. It's true, but it sounds so awful. It's like a CD. That's our bestseller. Like, that's our best-selling lotion. Our best-selling object. Like, not a person. Oh. Is it okay for someone like you to leave? I choose my clients. That's the way it's been so far. But also, if you leave your post, you won't receive payment from your client. That's none of your concern. And if I leave you by yourself, you're likely to be attacked by a gentleman urged on by Iroha. I don't think that would happen. Are you sure? You're still naive. Oh, please! And I'm not so pathetic that you need to worry about my payments. Sorry, I had to adjust. I had to, move where I was sitting anyway. Yeah, I guess so. Should I hold a banquet someday? I've been stealing Takao's nights away so often, so I thought I should ask if there was something that I could do. It would be too much for you, and there's no need for that. How could you say that it's too much? Because of course it'll cost a huge amount of money, and since they bring out other gentlemen of the night, and not just the one that you've chosen. Indeed, that might be difficult with what I've already received, but if it's just once... Hey, has Iroha put you up to this? Huh? Before I could ask what he was talking about, Takao grabbed my arm. This seems like something he could do. Listen to me, and not only Tokiwa, moving forward, and you should be even more careful around Iroha. I don't see what you're talking... He pressed forward with the most serious face that I've ever seen on him. I mean, let's be real, he's got a weird temper. So, like, normally that would be in, like, douche territory, but I don't hate him. Like, maybe it's the game itself, but, like, I feel like if we were in a mixed reviews game, like, and maybe that's what it is. The writing is a little better, so even though he's got this, like, temper where you're like, simmer the fuck down, dude, it's tolerable. You know what I mean? And, like, even the, like, getting a little forceful with this thing, I mean, we're paying him for that shit. So, like, of course he's gonna try to make moves. He's getting paid for that shit. Like, I think if it was in another scenario, you know, where you're just, oh, we're just friends hanging out, studying, and then he gets all handsy with you, you'd be like, the fuck, dude? You know what I mean? But, like, in this situation, you're like, I mean, I technically paid to sleep with him. And even though we feel awkward about it, I mean, of course he's gonna try, because, you know, that's his job. So, like, I don't feel as the fuck about everything that's going on in this. I don't know. Or it's just the writing is better, so you're like, okay, even when he's got this weird, like, he's getting a little angry, it's not that bad. And you're like, simmer down, dude, what the hell? I'm not as, like, the fuck is wrong with this asshole about it, as, like, I have been in other games. Could just be the writing, where he's actually a decent person but has anger issues, because, like, he's not just his personality isn't motherfucking asshole. It's, like, normal person. You know, he's happy, he's sad, he's flirty, like, whatever, and then he gets a little angry sometimes, and you're like, okay, that's your negative trait. It's not all negative traits, you know? Anyway. He pressed forward with the most serious face that I'd ever seen on him. And don't tell me, Spacey, you're not up to something strange, are you? What on earth is he worried about? Up to something strange? What do you mean? Never mind. Well, I guess you're okay, but I don't really know. Oh, that's me. I don't really know what you're talking about. Indeed. Takao laughed in a slightly self-deprecating manner. It's like he's paranoid. Sorry. Spacey, I thought you were in debt to the shop or something. You're not, right? He peered intensely at my face as he asked this, searching my expression for an answer. I'm not doing something like that. I came here with my own money. Oh, I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Oh my god, okay. Alright, I see why he's getting freaked out. He's worried. Like, because you could go into debt. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I don't have the money. That's okay. I'll put it on your tab. But then how do you as a woman work up? Do they have like brothels for ladies? Because what would be the point? Unless there's lots of lesbians on the island. You know what I mean? Like, what would a woman do to get out of debt? Oh, I'd have to get pregnant, have a son, and sell him off to pay off my debt. Well, that's a vicious... And that is starting to make a little sense. Could you imagine that? Like, oh, you're just so in love with this courtesan, right? Oh, and then you keep going, and then you don't have enough money to pay, but it's okay. And then you end up having a kid because, like, I mean, this is like back in the day. I'm pretty sure no one was using protection. Wasn't a lot of birth control. I mean, I don't know about ye oldie methods of birth control and shit, but let's just say. And then, oh, thank God you had a son. Well, sweet! Here's my baby. Clear my debt. And now your kid's working off your debt. That's some fucked up shit. That is some fucked up shit, but I just see how the cycle is continuing now, and fuck. Wow. Wow. Man, when you dig deep into the underlying story in this game, it's really disturbing, but you know what? We're here to enjoy the brothel, so. After feeling Takao's genuine feeling of relief, he narrowed his eyes and smiled. His smile, overflowing with such tenderness, was directed at me. And because of that, I blurted out something that I had no intention of saying. Actually, it would be nice if I had enough to buy your freedom. He's like, the fuck? He's like, sweetie, I say all the same shit to you I say to everyone else. Like, wow. Takao widened his eyes and made an expression of surprise. But you've got to, like, even if you're like, oh, hey, I'm kind of enjoying my life, there's got to be a point where you're like, I wish I didn't have to do this anymore and I'd rather be free. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could love your job. Like, my job's fine. Oh, it's awesome. But sometimes I wish I had enough money that I didn't have to go to work all the time. You know? So I can imagine when you're, like, in this kind of trade that it'd be like, hey, I get treated really awesome and I've always got ladies fawning over me, but, like, it gets fucking exhausting and I'd like to just not have to fuck people every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Then he erupted in laughter from the pit of his stomach. Someone like you has set me free? That's, well, I know that it's presumptuous of me, but I can have my hopes, can't I? You don't need to laugh so much. I guess you're right. Sorry to laugh like that. And that kind of thinking is so spacey. Like Spacey and also Spacey, yes. Though it was after the event, I felt like I had said something naive, and I regretted saying it. Oh, I'm sorry to have said something strange like that. It may have been too late to apologize, but I couldn't stand not doing so. I continued to keep my face down. Then, he placed his arm around my back and held me in close. In my ears, he whispered words that made my heart tremble. I said it at the beginning, didn't I? I don't exactly hate your rashness. Takao, why have you been so cold lately? What you did with... Oh, that's him saying, okay. Oh, what you did with me, it made me scared. Something scary with Takao? That's the weirdest conversation. What you did with me, it made me scared. Something scary with you? But instead of saying you, she says his name. I mean, obviously, in Japanese, they'd probably say person's name instead of you, but like... But it comes off weird when you're reading in English, but... Huh. I waver between joy and sorrow in response to your words and actions. I can't believe you make me feel like this. In the moment that followed, I tried to return his embrace. Then my body slowly fell backwards. Oh, I was pushed down. For a while, my mind went elsewhere, and I imagined this as if it were happening to someone else. You should be into it, not, like, that's the... I'm gonna just check out, like, a rape scenario. Wow. You're such a good woman. It's almost too much to bear. Your expression, it's so tantalizing. Her expression is literally check the fuck out, and it's, like, dead. Like, right now. His mouth, which breathed such words, bit my lips softly. If he doesn't hurry up in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to cockblock you again. And that might be the good shit. I'm just saying. A large tremor ran through my body, and a voice escaped from my lips. Is anyone else literally, like, looking at the clock like, don't you cockblock us again, Spacey? Just think it'd be fucking hilarious, but... You don't need to say a word. I'll make you feel good. Before I could reply, Takao's tongue invaded my mouth. Well, we're getting down to business. His tongue searched for mine and tried to intertwine itself with my tongue. And then she's like, I've never kissed anyone like this before. And she's like, I don't know what to do. It's going to be awkward. Oh, it's going to be magical, wonderful, and she's going to be fucking amazing. Because that's what happens in any kind of game or book with virgins. Oh, I came like 7 times. Not how it works. Embarrassed, I attempted to make a quick escape. Although it would kind of suck if you were playing a romancy game and you were like, this was painful and awful and traumatizing and I don't know what the fuck. That's not what we came for, so. we have to suspend some, we have to have suspension of disbelief here, so. But Takao wouldn't allow it. There was absolutely no escape from his arms. Bring out your tongue, Spacey. That's a weird thing to say. As my vision began to blur, Takao's words further increased my shame. This was not a command. His voice was very sweet and gentle, and yet I couldn't resist. As he said that, I brought out the tip of my tongue. It's nice to kiss you, but I can't hear that great voice of yours. Wow, you are hearing impaired if you think my voice is great. It became clear as soon as he began to lick the tip of my tongue. Why is it always so fucking weird in these games? Like with the saliva things and like the licking the tip of... Can you... Okay, just picture yourself sitting there with your tongue sticking out. Just tip of your tongue. And somebody just licking your tongue. What the actual fuck is that? That's not sexy. That looks like something you see in an insane asylum. You're like, those people are fucking crazy and need to be on meds and should be in here. That... Okay. I'm just saying, some of this shit, the visuals are like, the actual fuck. It made my voice come out louder. Oh god, now I have to go, I have to moan. Oh dear Jesus. Okay, I can't do it. I can't do, okay. I can't, it's so awkward. I can do the, but the, oh, I can't. Oh god. Oh, why do I do this to myself? Why? Why do I do this? Anyway. Takao. We already moaned a little. I'm not doing it again. I can't. While Takao stared at me intensely with his gentle eyes, little by little, he gently undressed me. You really do have nice skin. I'll never forget that. I don't want any other gentleman of the night to touch it. And no one. I love the... I actually do. I love the little spray when he's pouty and blushy. It's actually kind of annoying. He's like... Because it's such a pissy little face. It's so funny. It's not like, oh my god, he's hot. It's like, look, he's so fucking cute. I just want that as an emoji when I'm pissed. I'm going to send it to people and be like, here's my pissed face. Because that's what it looks like. This is my pissy face. Like a pissy cat. He like grumpy cat. God. Anyway. Takao, it sounds like his true feelings. Saying something like that with such a sad voice, it made me believe that these were Takao's true feelings. I mean, I'm figuring they probably are. We're not supposed to think that, but she's not supposed to think that. We as viewers are, obviously. Sorry, Spacey. Don't mind me. You're my wife for the night. It was silly of me to talk about other men. Look at that. And the tips of your bosom. You know what that means, or they mean? It's what the means. Anyway, what that means, right? I don't understand. I turned away in embarrassment, but he immediately grabbed my chin and turned my back around. I'm assuming he means turn her head back around to look at him, because otherwise... Sometimes the translation is awkward, so people have said that in the reviews, like, the translation is a little fucking weird sometimes. All it took was some kissing and a little petting to make this part become so firm. My part or yours? Both. No, you're wrong. Oh, what's wrong? You're responding quite well to my fingers, aren't you? It's just like your character. Innocent and obedient. It's so adorable. As he teased me with his fingers, my body bent like a bow. A sweet tingling sensation ran the course of my body, and my nether regions began to ache. Nether regions. I mean, that's a standard, and I'm okay with that. Like the bosom. My fruits. Is that what she called it? The fruit. What did she call it the last time? I feel funny. It's just awkward because she's a virgin. I felt as if I were about to drown in a melting, sweet pleasure. Despite feeling this embarrassed, it made me want him more. Hey, you look happy. And don't look at me with such inviting eyes. It'll make me want everything about you. Takao stared at me intensely, and he's not actually doing anything yet. So I'm just saying, well, there's some touching going on. We don't know what he's touching, and thank God, because if I gave me graphic descriptions and I had to read that, I'd lose my shit. But his movement stopped, and he looked down on me with such sadness. Because I would assume if he actually, if things were happening, she would have said that. Because that's a big deal. If it's your first time and you don't know what this really entails. Because she's like, I don't know what's happening. Like, that's what makes it more embarrassing for her. She's like, I don't fucking know what's happening. Like, Takao... Then he straightened his ruffled clothes and quickly slipped away. I was really surprised that he ended so soon. Why did you stop? The question came into my mind before I could become overcome with shame. Yeah, because I don't think he was actually having sex with her. Like, do you want me to continue? No, that's not what I meant. Yes, you do. I don't want to read it, but yes, you do. If so, then try to entertain me a little more. Try to entertain you? I'm paying you to get my rocks off. I'm not paying you so I can entertain you. This is the weirdest brothel ever. Should I come here more often? You want me to make a move with more money? Okay, that's okay. That is degrading right there. You want me to give you more money? That is like, I don't think that's what he's trying to say. Should I come here more often? Well, okay, we're in this situation and he says that we should entertain him. So I think what he's talking about is making a move. Because it's not like, I should come more often? He said entertain me. He's not talking about in general. He's talking about right now. Like, dance for me, bitch. Like, so, I'm over that. So you're saying that you want me to make a move? I asked with a trembling voice. When I did so, Takao began to laugh loudly. You kill me. I'm here to pleasure you, you know. And to start, it would be absurd to ask something like that of a virgin. I don't understand your feelings, Takao. I don't know what to say then. I still don't really understand myself either. I care about you, and that's certain. It's kind of sweet. He's like, I don't understand this either because I kind of like you. And you're like, I feel like... Again, normally you'd be like, you say that to everyone, I'm sure. But and he probably would say that to everyone because, you know. But in this situation, because we know how this is going to end, obviously. Like, I mean, I would assume how this is going to end. And it's a Romancy Atome game. We're not going to be like, well, that was nice to know yet. I'm just going to fondly remember my time with at the brothel when I'm an 80-year-old woman. It's like, we're going to be old, grow old together. That's the whole point of these things. So obviously I care about you. And that's like legit. And it's like, aw, anyway. But I still don't know what I should do with you. And this is a first for me. I understand even less now. My body, remembering the joy of being touched by Takao, throbbed, feeling something was missing. Because, I mean, he can't be saying the first for him can't be a virgin, because where are women having sex aside from here? So, if I couldn't have Takao all to myself, then I hoped that he would at least want me. Perhaps all women who have fallen in love with gentlemen of the night felt the same. And that's why they pay money. Money is everything. I know that money is what connects me to Takao, but to be confronted with the clear reality of it all was deeply painful. You're a foolish woman. I'm gonna take your purity, but you didn't. You're my wife for the night, but I really wasn't. My God, with the clickbaity titles for the chapters, man. Anyway, you're a foolish woman. I actually am, probably. A few days later, for Takao's sake, and so that I could be together with Takao, I'd constantly been thinking what I could do for those aims. But no matter how much I thought about it, the answer didn't change. I need more money than I have now. That fact won't change. And I had no other bright ideas. If that's how it is, then perhaps I have no choice but to go towards that aim at full speed. Anyway. Iroha-san, I'm just going to go for it. I rushed into the shop and immediately called out to Iroha-san. Oh my, Spacey-san. Oh, what happened? Why in such a hurry? I want to do whatever I can to help Takao. What can I do to help? Please tell me. I never imagined that I would plead to Iroha-san so desperately. He probably felt that I was doing this as a last resort. Iroha-san made a bitter face and had me sit to calm me down. It would be better for you to calm down a little. Here, someone, bring some tea. Iroha-san said this as he clapped his hands. No, I am calm. I'm asking you like this specifically because I was able to think about this while calm. Well, I will take this seriously then. But even so, regarding what it is that you, the daughter of a trader, can do, it's not something that requires hard thinking. Aren't there many things that you can do? I think it's something that you didn't need to be asked, but why are you asking me? I mustn't identify myself. If I do, things will only become worse than they need to be. However, after hearing Iroha-san's words, my thoughts turned into convictions. So, will this be enough to help him out a little? I placed the large parcel that I brought with me in front of Iroha-san. Oh. Iroha-san quickly reached his hand out to the parcel. Then he smoothly untied the knot. What emerged from inside this parcel were the items that I received from those two escapees. And it was all that I had left. My, that's quite a lot that you have there. I heard that you need about 1,000 Rio to buy 1,000 Rio to buy one's freedom. However, that amount is totally beyond my reach. Yeah, I don't know what that is in money terms, so. Anyway. But if this could somehow help Takao, this should be enough to send to his home. And this can make things a little easier for Takao, too. Really? Yes. You're such a very kind young lady. I feel like he's scamming us, though. He's like, yeah, sure. I mean, he's still going to be a hoe here for, like, the next 20 years. It's not going to... But, sure, awesome. We'll take charity. And now we have no money to come visit him anymore. And if you'll allow me to hold on to this, it would be fine for you to come and see Takao at any time. Including today, of course. Would you like to enjoy yourself? Huh? I didn't really plan on it today. Just as I said that, a boy brought the tea that Iroha-san had requested earlier. So here's the thing, we're giving him all this money that we have and everything. He's like, oh, okay, thanks. You can come see him whenever you want. Is it so much money that more than we would spend seeing him for, like, however often? You know what I mean? A perfect timing. Escort this young lady. She's chosen Takao today as well. Ito was in a good mood. While I looked on in blank amazement, he had me taken to the bedroom. After waiting there for a while, Takao came for me. It's been a while. What have you been doing, He then immediately snuggled up to me, buried his face in my neck, and started to kiss me. My body squirmed from the tickling sensation, but my body was held firmly still by Takao. Even if you ask me what I've been doing, the fact that I've been thinking of Takao the whole time, so much that my chest ached, is something that I could never say. I've been thinking of you all along. Takao, I've been wondering when would be the next time that I could have you in my sights. Oh, when can I next hear your voice like this? Oh, and when I next be able to inhale your fragrance? Oh, with fond thoughts, I've wondered just when exactly this would all come to pass. These electrifyingly sweet words. Anyone would pay to hear him whisper these words. Whether it was a lie or whether it was true. But this was not so important in a place like this. Me too. That's why I also gave a sweet response like this. Also, today, I have something to report to you, Takao. Oh? I can't wait. And just what could it be? Earlier, I gave a lot of money to Iroha-san. Please use it. What? Why'd you do something like that? Suddenly, Takao's complexion changed and he firmly gripped my shoulders. Huh? Takao's expression changed and he began to shake my shoulders. Why are you angry? I'm scared, but it's for you. It's for you? I gave him money for you, right? It was for you. I didn't ask for something like that. Takao stared at me with a pale look on his face. Ouch! He gripped my shoulder tightly, and the pain made me wince. I feel like we should have asked. If you respected him, you would have asked, hey, so if I had a lot of money, and I could give him some to help you, would that help? You know what I mean? Not just do it. Because you are almost treating him like an object then. I mean, granted, okay, you have a debt, or you're paying off your parents' debt or whatever, that's why you're here doing this. But you're basically like, here, I'm buying him. He's not a fucking animal in a pet store. You know what I mean? Like, you'd think you would ask and be like, I have money, I can help. You know, put it to like, and I'm willing to do that. And like, if he was shady, you'd be like, sure, why not? But like, you think he would ask and have a little respect for his opinion on it. But I get what she was trying to do, but it just seems a little, well, she's naive, so anyway. He gripped my shoulder tightly, and the pain made me wince. Then, Takao finally realized what he was doing. Sorry. Why'd you do something like that? Takao hung his head in sadness. Why? I just wanted to help you, even if it was just a little. I know that it's impossible to actually buy your freedom, and that's why I just gave it over, thinking that it might be useful at some point in time. I heard about it, that you're sending money to your parents. But once I heard that, I couldn't let it go. You really... Eek! Takao grabbed my arm and pulled me in closer. Then he continued to squeeze me tight. Takao held me tightly to the center of his chest. Really, you foolish woman. Takao then held my body with even greater strength. His power was so painfully strong that my bones creaked, and it felt as if they would break. But there seemed to be love in that strong embrace. That's the illusion that I created. I gently hugged him back. It's terrible of you to call me a fool. It's fine. It's not a thing that's terrible. Oh, there's not a thing that's terrible about it. And that's why I won't let you go. It's simply because it's you. I can't get you out of my head. Takao, were those his true feelings or not? I couldn't ask such a thing. The only thing that's certain now is this warmth. All I can do is believe that this is enough. I just want to clutch your body in my arms more and more. I want to take your everything. Will you allow me to do that today, Spacey? Oh God. Huh? His words were filled with a sense of defeat and yearning. I tried to understand the meaning of the words that were spoken, but couldn't. This is the red light district. He is a courtesan. So it would be no wonder if these were nothing but tricks. But hearing Takao's voice, I can't help but believe him. What a mysterious thing. I came here to sell my love, but now I've gone crazy. It seems that I've been selling something outrageous. And now I understand the feelings of those women who couldn't rationalize a one-night romance. I feel pathetic. He whispered in my ears with a sense of disappointment, his voice occasionally trembling. How could I ever believe this was a lie? Because probably not. But if it is, damn. Then the game is pulling the wool over our eyes, is all I'm saying. But I want you, Takao, to take my everything. Spacey, are you serious? Jokes won't work at this stage of the game. Takao released my body slightly and then stared at my face. He peered deeply into my eyes as if he were trying to see straight through my heart. Well, I'm going to cockblock you because there's no way we can read that before this is over, so. I would never joke about that. In the next moment, my view shook. I immediately felt a soft feeling on my back and noticed that I had been pushed down. If so, then I'll take it. Your purity, your love, your everything. All by Kikuya's best. No, Yoshiwara's best. By I, Takao-sama. Okay. I'm sorry. Is there just a part of you that just wants someone to give you a speech like that before you have sex with them? You're just like, yeah, okay. I, tonight, will make love to you. Like, the fuck? It's so dramatic but funny. Oh god, you're like, wow, that's a bit much. Simmer the stage showdown. He looked down on me and grinned. His alluring smile pierced me straight through. Takao's face spread out to encompass my full view, and our lips overlapped. His tongue pushed into my mouth, aggressively searched for my tongue and intertwined itself. His movements were so intense that I couldn't breathe. So sexy it was frightening. How crazy will you make me before I feel satisfied? His voice, interspersed with panting, filled the gaps between our lips. As he devoured my lips, Takao ravaged my clothes and slid in between a gap in my clothing. Spacey, you won't listen to me at all. Huh? I asked you to wear more ornate clothing. I told you that you look better that way, didn't I? I remembered the day when I first came here and wore the gorgeous kimono. At the time, I didn't imagine that I would become so infatuated with this person like I am now. It was just the other day, but the memory seemed so distant. Oh, what happened? Your outfit has hardly changed from when I first met you. With your figure still unchanged and your eyes brimming with strength and fragility, you continue to appear before me. You have committed great sin, young lady. He's still his old talkative self. Takao slid his hand across my skin and pinched the tips of my breasts. Hey, she didn't say bosoms. My body writhed and twisted, but all this did was add fuel to the fire that burned within Takao. That's a good response. How far will these hands slide tonight? Further and further. My fingers will crawl every nook and cranny of your body. Oh, good God, this is so fucking awkward. I'm trying to hold it together, but it's not going well. And this tongue will... and I'm guessing that's a smack noise, not an actual him saying that. Also crawl. Oh, Takao's tongue slid across my bare skin. His tongue carefully treaded every inch of my body, from the tip of my to top of my chest down to my navel. And, oh, perfect place to cockblock you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. This part's going over, and we always just seem to hit this right when... What did I say? It's got to be done in 20 minutes, but he wasn't. We left him, we came back, and now he's just getting started. And, you know, we're going to get probably, like... This is funny, though. I find it amusing that I've now cockblocked you twice. But the best part about this cockblock is I can actually have time to record the next part. So, yeah. I'm going to try to get a lot of recording done this weekend because it's a holiday weekend. Obviously, when you guys start seeing this, it's after the holiday, but I'm recording this like on the holiday weekend. So I was only like, okay, I'm not even a week ahead. I was just like barely, ahead. So I'll actually be able to catch up now. Of course, by the time you're seeing this, it's the week after the holiday. Because I've actually managed to record, this is like the 4th part? I've actually managed to record 4 parts in the past couple of days, so that's been good. But yeah. So I have time to record. So I might be, honestly, I was thinking about it earlier. I might be done with Takao's route and onto the next one before you even start to see this. I'm not sure. So if you leave your thoughts, opinions, and what guy you want to see next, blah, 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 and I don't actually do that next, that's because that's what happened. I've got to try to get ahead where I can get ahead, So, since I have the opportunity to get ahead, I'm going to do the best that I can. So, anyway. But yeah, I'm a cockblock you, so I'll see you guys in, 2 days for you and like about 5 minutes for me. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.